just stand up here and fight them? Okay, well that worked. Anyone else? Going way over there. I guess I have to go over. Fine, I'll go over. You got it from the Call of Duty Collector's Edition. Oh, wow. Yeah, Konichimu's great with emotes. Oh, please just fire on the right one. Okay, you know what? I'll take it. Missed. I want the flying thing. There we go, okay. Alright, just throw your crap over here. Okay, don't do that then, I guess. Hey, Alice. Okay, you know what? I got it, because I'm a pro gamer right here. Ooh, right when I needed it. There we go, okay, dead. That one's dead. Wait, no, we're not done. Wait, we're not done. We're not done, there's still an enemy. There's still an enemy. Why would you do this? Oh. Alright, I guess it registered that as the last one. Cool. Beating it without even needing to. Yeah, he has it down pat, yeah. So, Konichimu, is it good? Or do they work? Like, are they good night vision goggles? Look at that detail back there, by the way, for those houses. I mean, they're copy-pasted a lot, but still, like, you never go back there. And yet, look at all the detail put in the backgrounds. I appreciate that. Helps to give life to it. Or death, I guess, in this case. They left, and rules said they couldn't fight up to the cutscene. Yeah. Yeah, like, oh, well, I guess I'm just gonna go play. I haven't used them yet in years, but they do work and are decent. Oh, nice, okay. Promotional stuff like that, I always wonder, because, you know, sometimes we made this, it's cool. It's like, you made it because you want one. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Oh my gosh. Okay, where is it, guys? Where is it? Can you find the snout? Where's the snout? Someone answer. I gotta do the bit. That's right! The snout's on his nose! Sorry, I was trying to do a Dora thing. I think I held it too long. Bye, Konichimu! Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll talk with you later, friend. Have a good night. Shoot the snoot! Ooh, yes, a memory. Excellent. Let's go get the memory. Memories. Yeah, we're not gonna go for too much longer ourselves. Go for a little bit. Cool. What the crap was that? Can I power it up? Nope, 775. We're almost there. Into the thing we go. Awesome.
Dr. Wilson's not fooled Alice. Discipline must be maintained. Cleanliness is optional. Whatever you've imagined about electrical current, it's not half of it. It can be a persuasive teacher, strict mind, demanding.
Uh-huh. Okay. Can I make that? Wow, I can. 2 memories for the price of 1.
You're not a cat, my dear. One life is your allotment. Please be more careful with the carving knife.
Sorry, Mother. I guess she just has a talent for it. Snicker snack. Okay. Okay. Got that. Let's go this way. Oh. First, cake. Forbidden devilish delights. Forbidden devilish delights. I love the little swings in the background music. It's so good. Crunk. Okay, up we go. That's a blur. Oh, we're closed off. And we're leaving. You can't leave.
What is truly sought is most often found, if it is findable.
I seek a girl, my lord, a beautiful woman, I behold and always cherish. Not findable? Okay. I'm kidding. Okay. Oh, hello, Tooth. Hiding out there. Oh, is that a second one? Ah, greedy. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Ooh. Ah, jeez. Perfect timing. Where's the second one? I know I heard 2 of you. Die! What's wrong there, though? Oh, that is what that is. Okay. Oh boy. Die, monster. Where's that pig's out? Where's that pig's out? It's to our right, I think. Ooh, wait a minute. I don't think I can make this. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Oh, I gotta do the whole thing. That's what I get for being impatient. Impatience is not a virtue. It's probably back here, yeah. That was inside that crevice. Where does this lead? There's nothing out here. It's empty. Oh, there it is. There it is. Found it. Found it. Hey, Chris, do you ever swear? More than I want to. Yes. I definitely try not to on stream. And I try not to in general, but yes. Yes. There's nothing... From what I understand, there's nothing technically wrong with it, technically, but it's not really fitting. There's so much more vocabulary one could use. Though I do believe it used in the proper, like for emphasis where it's, like, appropriate is okay, but, you know, it's still not great. Which words do you say? I say damn. I mean, that's a cuss, but I don't think that one's too bad. I say hell, but once again, those are the 2 most ones. I say S sometimes, which I shouldn't, but yes, I do. So I'm trying to work on that one. I don't like that one. The honest self. Be honest. Every so often, yes, I do say the F-bomb. I really, really should. It's only whenever I'm super upset, but that's no excuse. Never really in company or anything, but if I'm like, I got the temper. Which, once again, no excuse, but nah. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, God. Not one of these. And what about you guys? What are some of your favorites, I guess? Look at this. Get up there. Oh, that's how I get up there. Wait, did that open that? Oh my gosh, hold on. I don't swear, I think it's loathsome habit. Hey, awesome. Beastmo, that's fantastic. More power to you for that. I want to follow in your footsteps on that one, for sure. There's just so much more vocabulary one could use. I'm with you. Oh, I thought it was like a special thing. JK, oh, well. I mean, you know, it's not like, you know, there's verses about, like, wholesome speech and stuff for sure, but, you know, I mean, it's not like... Just you? I was about to say, not just you. I try not to, seriously. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing, you know, once again, like, terrible. It's just... Plus, I work with kids, you know, so I try to... So, you know, I try to be careful about that, because you know, it's very easy for me to, like, you know, slip up if I'm with the kids. I mean, it's not easy, but, you know, I don't want to invite that as a possibility. Hooray, we're collecting the thing for the thing I love to do so much. It's my favorite part. These paintings, these stamps are really weird. Oh, also, finally. This is it. I think this is it. Hobby horse. There we go. It's a unicorn now. And now we're done. Hollow Eve's powered up. We don't have to collect teeth anymore. No more shiny teeth for me. Good. I like this one. This one makes me feel all good inside. How do you guys feel about this one? Do you like this one? This is a good one, isn't it? So good. So good. Well, that's not right. I mentioned I hate these, right? You guys know that? Did you hear me say that? I wanna make sure you understand that. Like, everyone got that? Everyone got that I hate these? Good? Yes? Okay, cool. Just making sure it was understood by everyone. I hate these puzzles. Whoa. You can skip it. Yes, but I want to do the thing I'm supposed to. Gosh dang it. I put one piece where I want it to be, but then another one has to move there, and it's like, oi! Why is it like this? Why is it moving? That looks right? There's a child. There's a normal child. That's what they look like, right? I don't know. I don't work with them a lot. Except I do. A child like that walked in my room in order to have counseling. I'd still do it, but I'd be like, okay. What happened? Where is this one supposed to be? Oh, that's where it's supposed to be already, okay. Oh, I did it! Oh! Oh, this looks pleasant. Oh, okay. Speaking of language, sorry about that, everyone, but that's its name. Okay. God, the dollhouse is like so creepy. Look at this. Look at this entire place. It's awful. Oh, so that kid's just swinging for the side. Oh, crap. Okay. Okay, there we go. Flip the switch. Oh boy, more of them. I'm hitting her a little bit. This will get her. There she goes. There she blows. Alright. I know I'm not talking a lot sometimes. I do apologize. I'm just kind of enjoying like the ambiance. Because I like really think it's well put together. Oh my gosh. Get out of here. Oh, I got clipped. I got clipped. Oh, what? 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 I was already gone! That is some bull crap right there. That is some bull patoots. Alright, you gonna die? You gonna make this easy? You gonna let me just do this? Stop moving! There's a Star Wars method moving slightly to the left. Alright, let's go this way. Now we don't get hit by the baby. Don't get hit by the baby! I got hit by the baby! Gosh dang it. Don't tell me they're back. Go away. Stay gone. Stay gone. Please just let me clear it. There we go. There we go. What's the real story behind Alice? You mean like... You mean where we are in the streams right now, or this? Like the original story? What you asking about? Oh, why am I collecting these? I don't need this anymore. I guess it's just habit at this point. Can I get there? Can I get there? I want the memory. Oh, put me inside, okay. I'll take it. I'm not above taking that.
There's a tool for every task. Even the humble funnel has a special job. How would you get gin from a barrel into a bottle?
I gotta drink my gin. Like the author's intention, a story about mental illness or something. This one? Or are you talking about this one specifically? Like where we are right now? You're not talking about the original story, right? You're talking about where we are right now? What? No, Alice in Wonderland, the original author. Oh, the original. Oh, geez, there's so many interpretations of it. Oh my gosh, a broom. It could just be a story told to two little girls, which was original, like how it was told. He was on like a, like a canoe ride. He was a family friend. The author was a family friend of Alice and their family, so they told a story about a young girl going into Wonderland. It could be a story about growing up. Oh, here we go. Okay. Here we go, guys.
Ah, there you are, Alice. The one that uses it never knows that he's using it. What is it?
What is it? Which one, guys? Oh, shoot, you guys can't see it. Gosh dang it. So our options are necktie, sugar, insurance, or coffin. The one who uses it never knows he's using it. What is it? There are a couple of these that could kind of be true, but there's one that they're looking for. What you think? What you think? I mean, obviously, I know the answer because, I peered into the streams and had some help with it a little bit. So, necktie, you know you're wearing it. Although sometimes you forget if you wear it a lot. But necktie, you pretty much know. Sugar, sometimes you don't know that you're using it. Sometimes they slip that stuff in and it's in all kinds of food, but you can check the back. Insurance, when you use it, you know you're using it because those rates go up. But usually, whenever you don't have anything going on, I'm using it, but I don't even feel like I am. So the correct answer is a coffin, because you're dead!
Perfect.
There it is. Paint the rose of bed. So to answer your question, there's been a lot of interpretations. One of them is just that it's a story about growing up and putting away childish things and a child trying to be in the world of adults and trying to understand it. That's why, that's why Alice has, there are all these rules that she doesn't understand, but, everyone else does, and there are, these policies to follow whenever she's in Wonderland. That's not true. I sleep in a coffin in my room every night. I mean, whatever floats your boat, Devismo. I mean, you like it. I would have... Well, you know what? I was gonna say, I'd imagine that's not very comfortable, but those things are, padded on every side, aren't they? I suppose that might be actually pretty comfortable. Alright, come on. Heal me up. Alright, we're not gonna go for too much longer. The next good stopping point, we're going to stop. We're going to jump into our dive into the real story of Alice. Look at that. What's the next thing I jump to? Oh, it's right above me. You want me to go with the flow? Is that leading anywhere? Is there a pig snout or something over there that I don't know about? What do you know that I don't know? Okay, cool. I missed it. Okay, it brings me to the rondel room. Okay, I'll take it. Oh, also, I don't need any more teeth, so I have to remember that I don't need to collect them. They don't do anything at this point. Because we have everything. So we're super strong. this lead anywhere? Why is this over here? I guess just so you can get back? I don't know. Whatever, it's fine. Oh god, I remember this.
Looks like a perfect fit, and I'm a perfect judge. Time to put your new noggin to use.
Alright, this will probably be the last thing we do for this time. Let's wind it up. Everyone ready for pinball? 'Cause apparently this is a thing. I forgot about this. Here we go. Yep, here we are, everyone. This is a thing. Look at this. What is this? Were the slides not enough? Oh god. Oh, whoa. A hole in one. Ugh. Oh, we're not done yet. Oh, it's because of the crochet. That's right, because the original story of Alice with the crochet. I forgot about that. Woo! Ugh. Oh, that was close. Oh, the baby cannon, of course. Well, baby cannon did not work. Alright, there we go. Baby cannon worked. Woo! Whee! Oh my god. Woo! Oh jeez. Whee! Whee! What fun this is! Okay. Alright. Now that we've had a little bit of a head game, I think we'll stop there for now. We've gotten a good bit done. We actually, we are like really kind of close to, we're getting close. Next time, this coming Tuesday, I think we will finish it. Wow. I'll have to come up with something for the end of October. Oh, we got new stuff. We got some, oh, chapter 4s. Oh, wow. Look at that. Also, move. Actually, you know what? We're just gonna use the mouse. Oh, the cards in the sky. That's so cool. I love that. I love that place. It's so short. Even though we have the one puzzle, I do love it though. Whoa! Look at that. Oh, earlier nights. What happened to late night streams? Well, this week, normally Friday we dive into Tales of Vesperia with everyone. We're gonna try and swap that day to Sunday and see how it works, because it kind of works. It kind of is easier for everyone based on what I've heard. So we're gonna try it this Sunday at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, and so we're gonna do the single jump in on Fridays. It was normally Fridays will be late, yes. We're doing something together for a different reason tonight, so we're gonna be starting soon. I think. I mean, it's already 11:15 where I am, so they better start soon. So I wanted to start earlier so we'd have time to do a stream. So yeah, that's kind of tonight. Tonight's look at that. Just swipe a mouse. Yeah. Oh yeah, that opening is so good. Whoa, look at that. That looks awesome. You know they had fun with the concept art here. The tentacles. Oh, look, the, right. That's the main one. And then the characters. Who we got this new? Who we got this new? What we got? Chapter 4. Armor Card Guard. The wicked staff they carry makes them dangerous, but ponderous. Still, were their weapons to hit its target, they wouldn't need speed to deliver the coup de grace. That's it? Oh, there's not much to chapter 4. Doll Girl. The female of the species, so to speak, is equally objectionable. Their depraved Micah played no favorites. Her voluminous clothing appears to conceal more than her body would demand. And then the name I'm not going to mention. To construct a flying, vomiting, killing machine in the guise of four-legged female infant is generally proof of a diseased mind, if more proof were needed. Yeah, I think we've gotten that for sure. Alright, we're all the way through Chapter 5 and Chapter 6. Chapter 6 is super short, though. Alright, there we go. There's our dive into Alice for now. Right, and that will take care of our wonderful Alice for today. Alright, hold on. Let me switch over. Boop. Alright. Kill Origin. Goodbye, Origin. You will not be missed. Origin's fine. It's just I'm tired of more and more, like things I have to do. Alright, hold on. Let me switch what we're doing on the Twatches. Switch on Twatch. What we're doing on the Twatches. You guys can hear me. Change this. Change this. Just talk. Yeah, just talking. Yes. All right, there we go. All right. Okay, so that was our dive into Alice for today. Give me a sec to these, but I'm going to answer your question for sure. But I wanted to first point out we are definitely near the end. I think next time we dive in will be the last. Based on what I know, we probably have 2 hours left, I would imagine. Maybe an hour 40, hour 35 if I'm really busting through, but probably 2 hours, I would think. So, we're doing well. We're getting to the end now. We really are. We're seeing what's unfolding, and the fact that there's more to it than Alice originally thought, and she's got to get past herself to help those in need that are around her for someone who's really misusing this position. But yeah, so that was Alice. Madness Returns. We'll be diving back into that on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, the 26th for the finale. And then after that, let me see that. So, so that means that will be the finale of Alice. And then the 29th or the 31st on Sunday will be the last part of October. So, yeah, we'll find a very small horror experience to go through. I'll try to pick something that can be done in one stream. And we'll go through that. Yeah, we finished on time. Yeah, heck yeah. We're doing it right on the money. That's great. Yeah. Okay, Divismo. So now that was Alice Madness Returns. So thank you so much for joining for that part. Now we move into more of the talking part. And we're going to go into reading more Alice ourselves because I wanted to do that on October month so that we could go through all of Alice. But we will get back to devotionals and stuff for sure, just to let you know. But we're going to be doing this first during Alice time because I think it'd be cool. Okay, so question. Divismo, I have a question. Something I struggle with. I'm more introverted IRL, and people discriminate against me because they interpret my approach as uninterested or rude, when in reality, engaging people just drains me. Advice or thoughts? Absolutely, Divismo. I actually struggle with this a lot. I was actually talking with Epsilon on Sunday whenever he came over. If you watch, we beat Stormblood together. If you haven't seen it, it's up on YouTube. Very good. And afterwards, we actually talked a little bit, and this came up. I actually struggle with this too. Even though my job is to be invested and to, work through clients' goals by sometimes probing for information, but talking with them as a counselor. In real life, whenever it's just shooting the crap, as it were, I'm pretty bad at it too. I sometimes, and Epsilon told me about this, I sometimes seem flat and I'm not really paying attention or don't have anything to say. But sometimes it's just because I don't have much to say and I don't know how to respond. And it sounds like Divismo, you're kind of similar, and eventually you get drained. Absolutely. Remember, when it comes to archetypes, which this is just as a guide, this is not a determining factor, always keep that in mind. But as an understanding of studies that have been done, extrovert and introvert, and then omnivert in the middle with people who are, kind of both. Extroverts, the difference between the two, the key difference, what makes an extrovert and what makes an introvert is not whether they like to be around people. That's not true. The thing that changes it, what makes you extrovert or introvert, is if where a person gains energy and their virtual battery, as you're talking about being drained. A extrovert recharges by being around other people, by being in the flow of other people, by talking and interacting. An introvert recharges by being alone and by taking time for themselves. Now, extroverts can charge by being by themselves, and introverts can have some charge by being around people they really, really trust and they're really, really comfortable with. There's some on both sides of outliers, but the general rule is that extroverts charge by being around people, introverts charge by being alone. So you say you drain by being around people? Absolutely. If you are introverted, as I am too, and a lot of people, you're going to drain by being around people, especially if it's an event or it's people you don't know, even people you care about. It can be difficult, and we can get drained even around the people we love the most. We need time. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, heck, even streaming, I love this. You guys are great. I love you guys. This is so good. And most of the people on here are my IRL friends anyway. But even this drains. I can only do this for so long. I take a nap before now on Fridays, not only because I want to make sure I'm fully up, but also to give my social batteries recharged as well, because I'm out with kids all day and I'm like interacting all day. I need to come home and unwind. So there's nothing wrong with having a drain. The important thing is that you know your limitations. It's always okay to know and to kind of keep a tab on how much you can take. So understanding and having the ability to say, hey, I need to leave now, I'm going to figure out, even in virtual, like if you go join someone's stream and you're having a time, but you feel like because you're chatting a lot, you start to feel drained, it's okay to say, hey, I'm going to go away for a little bit. It's easier online because you can just walk away and whatever, animosity. It's harder in real life. That's why having our boundaries known by the people who care about us is very important. It's important to talk about these things with people we know and let them know, hey, sometimes I may get drained, just want to let you know, it's not that I dislike it, I just need some time to recharge and kind of talk about that with the people we care about. And with the people we don't care about or people we don't really know, how do I put this? I talk about this a lot with my kids, especially the middle school, but it comes up in my elementary talks as well. There are people, and this is biblical too, there are people who are helpful and unhelpful, I like to put it. And there are traits about people that we want to be a part of and traits we don't want to be a part of. Those who are foolish, I'm reading through Proverbs right now, by the way, so I have a lot of wisdom going in from how to work. Those who are fools or, boisterous people who are worthless individuals, which no one's worthless in truth because everyone comes to Christ and God made everyone beautifully and wonderfully made. But there are people who are not super great to be around. They're not very helpful. For people who are not very helpful, if we walk away from them because we need time to recharge and they take offense to that, I always tell my kids, who is the one with the problem here? And the answer is not us. We're putting forth our boundaries and making it known in a polite way that we need to step away and take some time. The one who's taking offense is them. They are the ones with the problem. And it's not our problem to take care of other people's feelings. That is not true. Biblically, that is not true. We are not responsible for other people's feelings. We are responsible to be polite and kind and be imitators of Christ, which means considerate of other people's boundaries and standings. But we are not to take on other people's feelings for ourselves, as in we have responsibility for them. That is their job to take care of. If a person takes offense, then either A, they're going through a bad day and that's just a bad day and that's what it is, or B, they're not a nice person or helpful person anyway. So why do we care what they think? Well, they're discriminating, okay? Do you want to interact with them? Not you, I'm sorry, I'm trying to do we want to interact with them anyway? Like, would we want to interact with someone who's going to take such offense at like a personal need? In that case, I would say, okay, bye. Because there are people who are going to take things the wrong way. And we should always try to be like, oh, wait, hold on, let me explain. But if they don't listen, they're being obstinate. That's not someone we should be around. That's what Proverbs teaches. Be away from that kind of person with the hot temper and the chip on their shoulder. Some people want to be offended or want to have control. We talked about control before. We don't need to be controlled by anyone. We're under the Lord as He's created us, and we have the right to our will. It's never anyone else's right to control what we do, especially if they're not someone who's nice. If they are a helpful person or someone we care about, usually a helpful person will understand that we need the time. If we put forth our boundaries and make it known and understood why and how it feels to be drained and everything, that can help the other person understand our limitations, and we can understand theirs as well. For people who are helpful and kind, and the people we want to be around, a wise person, as it were, they will understand where we're coming from, and there's no harm in telling them we need to leave because they understand it. They'll be ready to understand and be like, okay, of course, yeah, go ahead, man. But for those who discriminate or who are treating us badly, yes, they will, but that's not something we can control. And more importantly, and this is big, this is why meekness is important, and understanding what's important in life and having our eyes on Christ is so important, is so I keep saying important, is so central and important. Good gosh, I can't think of another name. Because in the end, if we have our eyes on Christ, or our eyes on what we aspire to go towards, which are whatever things are honest, whatever things are true, whatever things are good report, think on these things, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things are added to you, remove yourself from the way of the foolish man. If we're searching for the things that are understood as objectively good and right, it will lead us away from those people anyway. So who cares what they think? Because they're not important to our lives. I know it's hard. It is hard, though, because it's like, well, they still say things and things like that. Absolutely, it's not easy. The meek and the path of self-discipline is not easy. It's very hard. It's a harder choice. But it is the one that will lead us to where we need to be in the end to be able to take care of ourselves. Because if we allow ourselves to be flipped and flow by everyone's whim, who may have something negative to say, I mean, YouTube comments, right? Like the whole thing, like you never read them. Why? Because everyone's got something negative to say. And yeah, so like why, if people care about us, then they will be there for us and we can reach out to them and let them know. If there are people who don't care about us, why would we care about what they think? Because they're not important to our lives. So we can ignore them and walk away, as I tell my kids all the time. And it's very important as an adult too. There are going to be people who are just not, either they're not good people or they're just acting not good in that moment, okay? We don't need to be around that right now. And we can politely do it. You don't have to tell them off like, well, you suck. Be like, oh, okay, I'm going to go on ahead and take my space though. I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm not going to say I'm sorry you feel that way. I'll talk to you later if you want to. Or just say, I'm going to take my space right now. Go ahead and walk away. We don't have to give a reason. We're not beholden to another person. So, yeah, so definitely, like, when it comes to the approach and about an interested and rude kind of thing, if it's someone that we want to engage with, one of the things when it comes to interactions and trying to be heard is there's a couple techniques we can use. And please understand these techniques are not to let's look interested, but I'm actually not. It's to try to establish the rapport and get it moving. One of the ways is eye contact, of course, and what's it called? Mimicking, which is whenever someone says something like, hey, well, like, man, yeah, like today was kind of rough. Like my toilet broke and they're going to have to come by and now like I got to figure that out. And you could say something like, oh, your toilet broke and they're going to have to come? Like, what day? That sounds terrible. So you're mimicking what they said, but you're like probing a little bit more so that you can be on their level of, oh, that sounds concerning to you. Tell me more about that. And usually people like to talk about what's bothering them. That's why they bring it up. So they'll go more into it. You keep the conversation going. Kind of using summarizing as well. So you're saying that this happened and it made you feel like this, or My toilet did break and they did come today. Really, Devismo? Wow, really? Why did it break? Tell me, like, what happened? Because my toilet is actually overflowing. Yeah, too. What happened? What, it broke? What caused it to break? The floating piece of the tank broke. Oh, okay. Man, I'm sorry about that. So they had to come by? Were you able to, like, how was that with them coming by? Any problems with that? Because I know sometimes they can be a problem. Yeah. Because my toilet is, oh great, the guy was super nice. Oh, that's wonderful. Sounds like you had a good interaction. He was really nice and cordial. It sounds pretty good. Sounds like it wasn't too bad of an encounter. Sounds pretty nice. Sorry, I knew there was a delay. Yeah, you see what I did there? But seriously, I was interested. I was listening the whole time, and the mimicry, using the summarization mimicry, engages with the person. You probe for a little more information to continue the conversation forward. And obviously, the most important thing is that you genuinely be interested. But once again, that's a matter of the heart. And if you need help with that, definitely, once again, prayer could be helpful. Lord, give me an understanding heart, one that is open and gentle to others. And that's biblical. So asking you shall receive, the Lord will empower. And also, trying to think about the other person, where they may be coming from. If it's someone you want to interact with, usually you care. So developing that kind of empathy should come naturally as you talk. Yeah, those are some ways that you can do it for sure. And I guess taking deep breaths as well, remembering that, hey, this is another person I'm talking to. This is an interrogation or something like that. I'm just talking. So let me take a few breaths. Let me take some time to answer if I need to. And, ask if, when, like I need clarification, ask, hey, I'm a little confused about this. You mentioned that it was, Tuesday that they came by. I mean, was it in the morning? Was it in the afternoon? And then they could be like, oh yeah, it was in the morning. So yeah, that really made it a problem because I had to go to work. So then they kind of like go into it as well, something like that. So those are some tips I guess I would use. I mean, I struggle with it a lot. You're asking, if I did not have my counseling background, I wouldn't know what to tell you much, but I've learned some tips because of that. And my communication was a major back in college. So I'm not good at it either. I struggle with it too, for sure. I mean, hence, the whole girl thing as well, which is its own thing, but yeah, I mean, those are some basic ideas of what you can do. The important thing is that you have the genuine heart to be interested and kind of ask questions and move with it. And it's okay to insert your thought on things too. That's something I need to work on, because I just do the whole question thing, and then sometimes it can be a little like one-sided. So it's okay to put in your thoughts as well. So yeah, did that answer? Did that do a decent one for that? My socializing, I feel you on that, Devismo, because I also struggle with that too. Thanks, Chris. All I can say is really appreciate you sharing your wisdom on this topic. I look forward to the day when I can use my Twitch Prime. Oh, Devismo, thank you. It's so sweet. Don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. But the thought itself means so much. I really appreciate it, because I know you're here a lot. It means a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, anytime you have questions or anything, I'll do what I can. I'm not, super versed in everything. My social aspects are pretty low, and that's because, as I talked earlier on, I need to get out there more, so that is on me. So I can only do based on concept and like wisdom from his word, as well as like understanding from other people and wisdom given to me, not as much practical experience. So sometimes I'll be lacking in that, but I'll do what I can to help out with it. So yeah. Anyway, before we go, as we're in Alice, I wanted to go on ahead and do the next chapter of Through the Looking Glass. We've been going through the Looking Glass, and we've been going through all of the chapters in it. I've already read Alice in Wonderland itself earlier. That was last year, actually, a year from today. Where I started, really. I was in it already. I did it for a character I was going to do in a campaign. That never went anywhere because we fell apart. Gosh dang it. But I did enjoy it. It's a great story for anyone who has never seen it before. It's fantastic. I mean, I do recommend it. It's a children's book. It reads like a children's book, but it's very good. So now we're in Through the Looking Glass, and we're going to see Alice's adventures there. So quick synopsis. Alice has gone through her looking glass, which is her mirror, and she went to another world, kind of like Wonderland. It's technically not Wonderland, though, but it is because it's inside her mind, it's the same place. And there she's been on an adventure in order to, she's playing a giant chess game where the entire land is chess, and she's trying to get from one side to the other as a pawn to become queen, because it's fun. And through the world, she's met a lot of crazy characters and crazy adventures. We just met Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and they ran off because they're not really good people. Remember that unhelpful people thing we talked about? They weren't really helpful people. So at this point, she's going to move on to the next part of her adventure and see what comes up. So we are in... Where is it? Nope, okay, that's still Alice in Wonderland. Okay, here we go. We are in Wool and Water, page 202. We probably won't get through all of this, unfortunately, on stream, which stinks, but that's okay, because we'll just do the best we can with it. And, you know, this is public use. It's Alice in Wonderland. It's been in print forever, so feel free to go to your local library and pick it up. There's a lot of audiobooks of it, too, of course, because it's Alice in Wonderland, so feel free to pick it up yourself, too. Experience the magic of it. But we'll give a taste as we go forward. So, Chapter 5, Wool and Water. So, we just met with... Hold on, let me... Okay, so we just met with the crow who scared off Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and a shawl, like a garment, just got blown past Alice, and she grabbed it to see who it belongs to. So, Wool and Water. Water, because it's British. I think, no. She caught the shawl as she spoke, and looked about for the owner. In another moment, the White Queen came running wildly through the wood, with both arms stretched out wide, as if she were flying, and Alice very civilly went to meet her with the shawl. "I'm very glad I happened to be in the way," Alice said, as she helped her to put on her shawl again. The White Queen only looked at her with a helpless, frightened sort of way, and kept repeating something in a whisper to herself that sounded like, "Bread and butter, bread and butter." And Alice felt as if there was to be any conversation at all, she must manage it herself. Talk about social engagement, am I right? So she began rather timidly. "Am I addressing the White Queen?" "Well, yes, if you call that, dressing," the Queen said. "It isn't my notion of the thing at all." Alice thought it would never do to have an argument at the very beginning of their conversation. So she smiled and said, "If your Majesty will only tell me the right way to begin, I'll do it as well as I can." "But I don't want it done at all," groaned the poor Queen. "I've been addressing myself for at least 2 hours." It would have been all the better, as it seemed to Alice, if she had got someone else to dress her. She was so dreadfully untidy. Every single thing's crooked," Alice thought to herself, "and she's all over pins. May I put your shawl straight for you?" she added aloud. "I don't know what's the matter with it," the Queen said in a melancholy voice. "It's out of temper, I think. I pinned it here and I pinned it there, but there's no pleasing it." "It can't go straight, you know, if you pin it all on one side," Alice said, and she gently put it right for her. "And dear me, what a state your hair is in!" "The brush has got entangled in it," the Queen said with a sigh, "and I lost the comb yesterday." Alice carefully released the brush and did her best to give the hair an order. Come, you look better now, she said, after altering most of the pins. But really, you should have a lady's maid. Guess it's like a maid that helps. I'm sure I'll take you with pleasure, the Queen said. 2 pence a week and jam every other day. Alice couldn't help laughing as she said, I don't want you to hire me, and I don't care for jam. It's very good jam, said the Queen. Well, I don't want any today at any rate. Oh, hold on, sorry. We're fixing our hair. By the way, our social skills we talked about, that ain't gonna really fly in Wonderland, but once again. You couldn't have it even if you did want it, the Queen said. The rule is jam tomorrow and jam yesterday, but never jam today. It must come sometimes to jam today, Alice objected. No, it can't, said the Queen. It's jam every other day. Today isn't any other day, you know. Thank God. That reminds me, if Barambo's still in here, there's a series that finished on YouTube called Flames War Theater or something like that. Basically, this comedian group took a bunch of Flame Wars and chats and did like plays of them. It's really clever. It's really well done. And one of them was about working out every other day of a week and how many times that would equal in a month to try to make a workout schedule. And someone was just asking, and some dude kept being like, no, if you work out 2 days a week, that's 4 days every week. And didn't understand that because there's uneven days, you'd eventually have a 3-day week and all that. It was really funny. It just reminded me of that. So I think it's called Workout Routine Flaming Wars. If you want to go look it up, it's pretty funny. So kind of like that. I don't understand you, said Alice. It's dreadfully confusing. That's the effect of living backwards, the Queen said kindly. It always makes one a little giddy first. Living backwards, Alice repeated in great astonishment. I never heard of such a thing. Also, in conversations, don't interrupt. Alice has a tendency to do that. She's doing well with the repeating and the mimicking, but wait till they're finished. But there's one great advantage in it, and that's one's memory works both ways. I'm sure mine only works one way, Alice remarked. I can't remember things before they happen. It's a poor sort of memory that only works backwards, the Queen remarked. What sort of things do you remember best? Alice ventured to ask. Oh, things that happened the week after next, the Queen replied in a careless tone. For instance, now, she went on, sticking a rather large piece of plaster, which is a bandage, on her finger as she spoke. There's the King's messenger. He's in prison now, being punished, and the trial doesn't even begin till next Wednesday. And of course, the crime comes last of all. Oof. Suppose he never commits the crime, said Alice. That would be all the better, wouldn't it? The Queen said, as she bound the plaster around her finger with a bit of ribbon. Alice felt no denying in that. Of course it would be all the better, she said, but it wouldn't be all the better his being punished. You're wrong there, at any rate, said the Queen. Were you ever punished? Only for faults, said Alice. And you were all the better for it, I know, the Queen said triumphantly. Yes, but I had done the things I was punished for, said Alice. That makes all the difference. But if you hadn't done them, the Queen said, that would have been better still. Better and better and better. Her voice went higher and higher, each better, till it got to the squeak of last. Better, 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 better. Alice was beginning to say, there's a mistake somewhere, when the Queen began screaming, so loud that she had to leave the sentence unfinished. Oh, shouted the Queen, shaking her hand about as she wanted to shake her finger off. My finger's bleeding. Oh! Also, the prisoner here? It's the Hatter. Wow. So I guess it is the same world. Okay, Bravo, gotcha. I'll finish up. We're almost done. Yeah, so her thing about the crimes, that's interesting, where it's wouldn't it be better if you never did the crime, but you got punished for it ahead of time, so then you learned your lesson, you never did it? Because technically, yeah, it'd be better never to do the sin or the wrong, and the punishment to correct you so you never had that on you. But it's not right for someone to suffer for something they've never done, because they need to be able to make the free choice, as it were. Because we're not deterministic on this. So, and sorry, just weird tangent. Her screams were so exactly like the whistle of a steam engine, I can't do that, I'm sorry, that Alice had to hold both her hands over her ears. What is the matter? She said as soon as she was a chance of making herself heard. Have you pricked your finger? I haven't pricked it yet, the Queen said, but I soon shall. Oh! When do you expect to do it? Alice asked, feeling very much inclined to laugh. When I fasten my shawl again, the poor Queen groaned out. The brooch will come undone directly. Oh! As she said the words, the brooch flew open. The Queen was clutched wildly at it and tried to clasp it again. Take care, cried Alice. You're holding it all crooked. And she caught the brooch, but it was too late. The pin had slipped, and the Queen had pricked her finger. That accounts for the bleeding, you see. Sorry, that's her. That accounts for the bleeding, you see, she said to Alice with a smile. Now, you understand that the way things happen here. I did that wrong, but whatever. This is why I'm not an actor. But why don't you scream now? Alice asked, holding her hands ready to put over her ears immediately. Why, I've done all the screaming already, said the Queen. What would be the good of having it all over again? See, you see this? This is good world building. There's technical rules. They do, in a weird, convoluted, crazy manner, they do make sense, technically, but they're nonsense, but they do technically work. That's a good world right there. Go by your own rules. Hey, authors, if Wonderland can stick by its own and actually work, yours can too. Sorry, I had a rant earlier on that. Yeah, it reminds me of when I was young, I used to watch House of Mouse. Did anyone watch that on Disney? Like a Mickey Mouse cartoon where he like ran a club and showed cartoons for like a bunch of like Disney characters. They're really cool, actually. I actually liked it a lot. And in one of the episodes of the shorts, it was Mickey and Minnie like getting lost and having to get gas for their car, but they ended up in a weird like Wonderland type scenario, and everything was like backwards and odd. And it kind of reminded me of this because like you had to like go to the opposite end to fill the gas back into the station instead of getting it. So I don't know. My mind just went to it. By this time, it was getting light. The crow must have flown away, I think. Because remember, the crow was chasing her, said Alice. I'm so glad it's gone. I thought it was the night coming on. I wish I could manage to be glad, the Queen said. Only I never can remember the rule. You must be very happy living in this wood and being glad whenever you like. Only it is so very lonely here, Alice said with a melancholy voice. At the thought of her loneliness, 2 large tears came rolling down her cheeks. Oh, sweet girl. Oh, don't go on like that, cried the poor Queen, wringing her hands in despair. Consider what a great girl you are. Consider what a long way you've come today. Consider what o'clock it is. Consider anything. Only don't cry. Alice could not help laughing at this, even in the midst of her tears. Can you keep from crying by considering things? She asked. That's the way it's done, Queen said with a great derision. No one can do 2 things at once, you know. Let's consider your age to begin with. How old are you? You know, as crazy it is, that is true. Distractions of thought and reframing thoughts with others is a good way of changing one's mentality and going into a more happy mindset. It is important to cry when you need to, though. Always express your emotions. But once you start ruminating on them, which means staying in them for too long and they start bringing you down, then it's always okay to reframe into something more positive. So in a way, that's actually good advice. I'm 7.5 exactly. 2nd grade. Okay, just getting Alice's like age in my head because I work with these kids, so it's like, okay, I know who she is. Wow, I really know who she is. Okay. You needn't say exactly, the Queen remarked. I can believe it without that. Now, I'll give you something to believe. I'm just 101, 5 months and a day. I can't believe that, said Alice. That was terrible. I'm so sorry. Can't you? The Queen said in a pitying tone. Try again. Draw a long breath and shut your eyes. Alice laughed. There's no use trying, she said. One can't believe impossible things. Yeah, sweet girl. Yeah, I can. I dare say you haven't had much practice, said the Queen. When I was your age, I always did it for an hour and a half a day. Why, sometimes I believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. Oh, there goes the shawl again. The brooch had come undone as she spoke, and a sudden gust of wind blew the Queen's shawl across the little brook. The Queen spread out her arms again and went flying after it, and this time she succeeded in catching it for herself. I've got it, she cried in a triumphant tone. Now you shall see me pin it on again all by myself. Then I hope your finger is better now, Alice said very politely, as she crossed the little brook after the Queen. Oh, much better, cried the Queen, her voice rising to a squeak as she went on. Much better, better. The last word ended in a long bleat, so like a sheep, Alice quite started. She looked at the Queen, who seemed to have suddenly wrapped herself up in wool. Alice rubbed her eyes and looked again. She couldn't make out what had happened at all. Was she in a shop? Was it really a sheep that was sitting on the other side of the counter? Rub as she would, she could make nothing more of it. She was in a little dark shop, leaning on her elbows on the counter. Opposite of her was an old sheep, sitting in an armchair, knitting, every now and then leaving off to look at her through a pair of great spectacles. The sun and scene transitions are weird. I'll say that. It's a little jarring because in Wonderland it was kind of like a world that was like connected. This is like kind of like pocket spaces that like jump through. But I guess you're going through more looking glasses like one to another. Maybe there was something like leading to it, like whatever. You know. What is it you want to buy? The sheep said at last, looking up for a moment from her knitting. I don't quite know yet, Alice said very gently. I should like to look all round me first, if I might. You may look in front of you and on both sides if you like, said the sheep, but you can't look all around you unless you've got eyes in the back of your head. But these, as it happened, Alice had not got, so she contented herself with turning around, looking at the shelves as she came to them. The shop seemed to be full of all manner of curious things, but the oddest part of it all was that whenever she looked hard at any shelf to make out exactly what it had on it, that particular shelf was always quite empty, though the others round it were crowded as full as they could hold. Things flow about so here, she said at last in a plaintive tone after she had spent a minute or so in vainly pursuing a large, bright thing that looked sometimes like a doll and sometimes like a workbox, and was always on the shelf next above the one she was looking at. And this one's the most provoking of all. But I'll tell you what, she added, as a sudden thought struck her. I'll follow it up to the very top shelf of all. It'll puzzle it to go through the ceiling, I expect. Sorry, I'm just thinking. There was, in the campaign, whenever the Alice type that I was playing, yes, I'm going into it. I'm sorry. Memories. So the little we did get to play when my character did go into Wonderland, there was a shop, and we had to... my character had to go like around the ceiling and like all around it, like in a 360 kind of like changing of orientation of gravity. So this kind of reminded me of this. I wish we could continue that. Sorry. But even this plan failed. The thing went through the ceiling as quietly as possible, as if it were quite used to it. Are you a child or a teetotum? A spinning top with numerals printed onto numerous flat surfaces, the sheep said as she took up another pair of needles. You'll make me giddy soon, if you go on turning round like that. She was now working with 14 pairs at once. Alice couldn't help looking at her in great astonishment. How can she knit with so many? The puzzled child thought to herself. She gets more and more like a porcupine every minute. Can you row? The sheep asked, handing her a pair of knitting needles as she spoke. Oh, good night. Good night, Devismo. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for coming by. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And I hope to see you again. I hope things go well for you. Keep you in my prayers. I'm always here if you need, so let me know, and you're always free to join. Yes, a little, but not on land, and not with needles. Alice was beginning to say, when suddenly the needles turned into oars in her hands. What the crap? Actually, I used something with oars. Oh my gosh, no, moving on. And she found they were in a little boat, gliding along between banks, so there was nothing for it but to do her best. Feather! Cried the sheep as she took up another pair of needles. Feathering is a manner of rowing in which the oars kept horizontal on the return stroke. Okay. This didn't sound like a remark that needed an answer, so Alice said nothing but pulled away. There was something very queer about the water, she thought, as every now and then the oars got fast and it would hardly come out again. Feather! Feather! The sheep cried again, taking more needles. You'll be catching a crab directly. A dear little crab, thought Alice. I should like that. Didn't you hear me say feather? The sheep cried again angrily, taking up a bunch of needles. Indeed I did, said Alice. You said it very often and very loud. Please, where are the crabs? In the water, of course, said the sheep, sticking some of the needles into her hair as her hands were full. Feather, I say. Why do you say feathers so often? Alice asked at last, rather vexed. I'm not a bird. You are, said the sheep. You're a little goose. Which means she don't mess with everyone. Goose game. This offended Alice a little, so there was no more conversation for a minute or two, while the boat glided gently on, sometimes among beds of weeds, which makes the oars stick fast in the water worse than ever, and sometimes under trees, but always with the same tall riverbanks frowning over their heads. Also, this is them rowing. Inside the shop, because why not? Oh, please, there's some scented rushes, Alice cried in sudden transport of delight. They really are, and such beauties. You didn't say please to me about them, the sheep said, without looking up from her knitting. I didn't put 'em there, and I'm not going to take 'em away. No, but I meant please may we wait and pick some, Alice pleaded. If you don't mind stopping the boat for a minute. How am I to stop it, said the sheep. If you leave off rowing, it'll stop of itself, this lady. So the boat was left to drift down the stream as it would, till it gently glided in among the waving rushes. And then the little sleeves were carefully rolled up. The little arms were plunged in elbow deep to get hold of the rushes a good long way down before breaking them off. And for a while, Alice forgot all about the sheep and the knitting as she bent over the side of the boat with just the ends of her tangled hair dripping into the water, while in her bright, eager eyes she caught at one bunch after another of the darling scented rushes. I only hope the boat won't tipple over, she said to herself. Oh, what a lovely one! One I couldn't quite reach. And it certainly did seem a little provoking, almost as if it happened on purpose, she thought, that though she managed to pick plenty of beautiful rushes as the boat glided by, there was always a more lovely one that she couldn't reach. We always want what we can't have. The prettiest are always further, she said at last, with a sigh at the obstinacy of the rushes in growing so far off. As with flushed cheeks and dripping hair and hands, she scrambled back into her place and began to arrange her newfound treasures. What mattered to her just then, that the little rushes had begun to fade, and to lose all their scent and beauty, from the very moment she had picked them. Even real scented rushes, only last only a very little while, and these, being dream rushes, melted away almost like snow, and lay in heaps at her feet. Alice hardly noticed this. There were so many other curious things to think about. There's a lesson in that one. They hadn't gone much farther before the blade of one of the oars got fast in the water and wouldn't come out again. So Alice explained it afterwards. And the consequence was that the handle of it caught her under the chin, and in spite of a series of shrieks of "Oh!" from poor Alice, it swept her straight off the seat and down among the heaps of rushes. Oh no! However, she wasn't a bit hurt, and was soon up again. The sheep went on with her knitting all the while, just as if nothing had happened. And there was a nice crab you caught, she remarked, as Alice got back into her place, very much relieved to find herself still in the boat. Was it? I didn't see it, said Alice, peeping cautiously over the side of the boat into the dark water. I wish it hadn't go. I wish it hadn't let go. I should so like a little crab to take home with me. But the sheep only laughed scornfully and went on with her knitting. Are there many crabs here? Said Alice. Crabs and all sorts of things, said the sheep. Plenty of choices. Only make up your mind. Now, what do you want to buy? To buy? Alice echoed in a tone that was half astonished and half frightened, for the oars and the boat in the river had vanished in a moment. She was back again in the little dark shop. Oh, that's cool. I should like to buy an egg, please, she said timidly. How do you sell them? 5 pence farthing for one, 2 pence for 2, the sheep replied. Then 2 are cheaper than 1, Alice said in a surprised tone, taking out her purse. Only you must eat them both if you buy 2, said the sheep. Then I'll have 1, please, said Alice as she put the money down on the counter, for she thought to herself, they mightn't be nice at all, The sheep took the money and put it away in the box. Then she said, I never put things into people's hands. That would never do. You must go get it yourself. And so saying, she went off to the other end of the shop and set the egg upright on the shelf. I wonder why it wouldn't do, thought Alice, as she groped her way among the tables and chairs. The shop was very dark towards the end. The egg seems to get further away the more I walk towards it. Let me see. Is this a chair? Why, it's got branches, I declare. How very odd to find trees growing here. And actually, here's a little brook. Oh, this is quite the queerest shop I ever seen. So she went on, wondering more and more at every step, as everything turned into a tree the moment she came up for it. She probably expected the egg to do the same. Oh my gosh. So that's chapter 4. Little shop of crazy. Oh man, the more I read that, the more I'm like, oh, the campaign that could have been. The DM who was going to do it, my very, very good friend who DM'd the campaign that my namesake actually came from, was doing it, and he's a master. He's a INTJ, so he's like super, smart, but like really like into the weird esoteric stuff and like really makes it conceptual. So, the stuff we could have done. What could have been? Maybe we'll go back to it one day. Anyway, enough about that. Thank you so much for joining. That's the end of our stream for today and our dive. Once again, I'm Icarus. These are streams. We dive in 3 times in the week. On Fridays, we're switching up Fridays and Sundays. On Friday, usually we would do Tales of Vesperia. We're getting through that adventure together with my friends and I. Brombo's one of them, who was in chat earlier. We have switched it to Sundays because I think it's better for everyone. So we're going to do it on Sundays at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, the Sunday starting with it. And we'll see if it works. We might move it back to Friday. I'm not sure. We're almost through it, so we're trying to figure it out for the end. And on Fridays, every other week we go into a single-player adventure, like with Alice. But the other weeks, we will probably be using Sunday to go into Final Fantasy 14 Fun Time Family. Sorry, I messed it up, as we call it, where Epsilon and I go into Final Fantasy 14 together, and we're going through. We just finished Stormblood, so we're between Stormblood and Shadowbringers, which I've heard is so good. I'm very excited for. So we're in there. And we'll probably do that either next Friday or next Sunday, depending on how the, everyone together stream goes. So we'll see. And then on Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, we go into a single player kind of thing. And we're going through Alice right now. We will finish it very, very likely this coming Tuesday. So that'll be pretty good. And after that, for the next Tuesday, next Tuesday is... the one after that, we'll start probably Psychonauts, yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, actually, Alice might be the last single-player thing we do in October because Epsilon and I will be doing Final Fantasy on Friday. Oh, okay. So yeah, Alice is going to finish for October and going to be our spooky last stream for it. Okay, good. That actually works out pretty well for me. So I'll see what Epsilon wants to do about next Friday. If he can't do Final Fantasy, then we'll find a very short horror thing to experience together. What fun. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. You can find me on Icarus Redeemed on most things. Icarus_Redeemed on Twitter. I post on there where I'm going live and stuff. And Icarus Redeemed on YouTube. And all of the stream VODs go up there. I try to split them up, make it easier. So you're free to see me there, and I hope to see you there sometime too. Thank you so much for stopping by. May God bless every single one of you, and I hope to see you all again. And I hope you have a fantastic day, night, or whatever you're experiencing. May God bless you, and good night for now, everyone. Goodbye. And this one.